It is hot in Sydney today, but I've got a hankering for a lamb roast. So that's what I'm going to cook. I'm going to show you how I cook lamb roast, which is pretty much the same way that Jamie Oliver does it. Only he's a little better looking than I am. All you need is the lamb roast and some rosemary, if you don't mind having some herbs. Oh, and you'll also need a couple of cloves of garlic if you can tolerate garlic as well. So I'm going to cook the roast in the air fryer basket on a tray. I find it's just easier to deal with it that way. And I forgot to hit the record button before, but the first thing I did was I made an incision through the roast down to the bone, just through the thickest section. And I find that just helps the meat cook a little more evenly. And I've also then made some other incisions for the garlic cloves and the rosemary that I'm about to put in as well. Liberally salt this. Yeah, obviously I've just got the salt that I got from Aldi. Other people have often pointed out to me that it's better to use the Redmond salt. You know, if you can get access to that easily, go for it. This is the one that I can get, so give that a really good liberal salt. Now, I also rest the meat for at least an hour. Take it out of the fridge for at least an hour, so that way it's pretty much at room temperature before you go and put it in the air fryer. Now, speaking of air fryer, I'm going to preheat the air fryer, so I'm going to turn it on and we'll set it to 200 degrees. And I'll just put that up to the maximum time. And we'll let that get warmed up. Now, apart from the salt, I like to use a few cloves of garlic. Obviously, if you don't, like I said before, if you don't tolerate garlic, don't worry about that. And I've also got some sprigs of rosemary from my friend Rani down the street because she had some, and I do quite like rosemary in roast. So I'm just going to peel these garlic cloves. I find the easiest way to do that is just to squash them under the blade of a knife, and then the skin comes off really easily. It's really hot in Sydney today, so don't be surprised if you start to see me sweating profusely. Alright, so that's the garlic. Now these are the sprigs of rosemary from my friend Rani down the street, and they're pretty much good to go. A little bit of dirt on that one, it's just been freshly picked. Love the smell of rosemary. Let's see, just make these a bit smaller. All right, now let's put that into the roast. So I'm just going to stuff in I might need to make these a bit bigger actually. Stuff the garlic cloves in the incisions. And then kind of follow the same concept with the rosemary. Let's get it into the incisions as far as it will go, which is really not very far. And I'll stick a couple down in that center incision as well. And there you have it, it's all seasoned with the salt, the garlic and the rosemary. Like I said before, if you're sensitive to rosemary and garlic, leave it out, just season it with salt. I do recommend that incision down the middle there to the bone, just helps it help the meat cook a little more evenly. Now it's way too hot in the kitchen today, so I've actually put my air fryer on outside and I'm going to stick in the air fryer out there. Just put that in. Now, if there's one thing I don't like about my air fryer, it's that I can only put it on for an hour at a time as the maximum timing. So I've just let it go. I've put it on for an hour. It's now at 45 minutes. I'm going to put it back up to an hour. Actually 59 minutes is the highest it can go. I'm aiming for about 62 degrees Celsius internal temperature, and so the meat should still be just a little bit pink, which is how I like it, but you should have a nice crispy skin on the outside because 200 or 400 degrees Fahrenheit is a pretty high temperature. So I'll come back in an hour and check on it. All right, so it's been in for an hour and 15. Let's see how the temperature is. Oh. smells bloody good. Boy. I reckon that's about 62, 63. Yeah, about 63, so I reckon that's good. Hour and 15 in a preheated oven. That was about a kilo and a half roast with the bone in. So I'm just gonna let that rest for about 10 minutes and then I'll slice off a bit and we'll have a look. Okay, so I've let that rest for 10 minutes, so God, that smells so good. Let's hack off a couple of slices and see how it looks. It's got a nice crispy crust. Let's see, so you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, that looks pretty tender. Could probably do it with a bit of a sharper knife. Looks great. It's cooked pretty much perfectly how I like it. Nice and juicy. Now for the taste test. Oh my God, that is so good. Try a crispy bit. Oh my God. That's so good. Sorry about the chewing. Not very good manners really, but us Aussies, we really like to enjoy our food. So that's it. That's the lamb roast in about an hour and a half, I guess, from start to finish. I reckon you should check out this video up here next. Yeah, that'll be a good one for you. You gonna check it out? All right, see you later.